David Petro is a bit angry about our educational system, and but he's talking about it in a way we haven't really heard. So thank you for this, David. I'd be interested to see what folks have to think about this. When did college turn into vocational school? It's all about getting a good job to pay back the horrific loans. I like vocational schools, and they're a great way to train for a career. But college, when you and I were there, was supposed to be something different, expanding horizons, learning about history, philosophy, literature, failing a class or two, that trying to learn two languages at once is a really bad idea. It was okay because we had room to explore and poke around, and some failure was expected in the mix, and the cost wasn't too bad. I have a STEM degree, and sometimes I even use what I learned. But the things I usually think about aren't calculus over complex numbers or linear algebra. I think about the content of a philosophy class that I made fun of at the time. I think about the huge relief I had in a class on propaganda that, although we believed too much of our own bullshit, the then Soviet Union was drowning in their bullshit. And that difference would be our way to compete. Okay, that one is no longer a comfort. RFK Jr., I'm really, but hey, it was true for decades. I'm trying to say I came out a more well rounded person, and I don't think that has been a priority at most colleges or for most students for far too long. I don't really know what most students are thinking. I'm going to hopefully spend some time down at Chapel Hill and find out for myself. But I don't know. I do know that you're right about when I went to school there. It was really, I did go for the, for the getting away from home and adjusting to that, and seeing how making my way in the world, and it was incredibly, and especially in terms of now, incredibly inexpensive. I mean, it was still expensive, and but not on this level, not at all. It was really possible to be able to pay for that degree if you got a job off campus. Um, uh, you could at least pay for a chunk of it. Not all of it, but you could get rid of a chunk of it. And I'll have to say that because I was thinking of trying to find a way out of going into, the theater school and that was there, the drama department, and trying to become a playwright. That I was taking courses right and left to see if anything else interested me. I think it gave me what I really had gone there to discover a bit more, which was a bit more about myself and what my likes and dislikes were. And they had like their psychology department was more behavioralist, which is like pigeons whacking their face against the thing to get an answer. To get a not an answer, but to get a pellet that would say, "Oh, let's do this again." And it was more about, well, Skinner was the one who seemed to be heavy into it. But they literally, when you went into the psych department, which had some really good courses, but there was like a pigeon in a glass uh, containment there that you could watch whacking away to get some bird seed or whatever the fuck it was. It, but I learned, that I certainly learned that I didn't want to deal with behavioralist psychology, and I didn't want to be a pigeon, but I did want to learn more about psychology and sociology, and and that I didn't want to take geology, even though it was considered to be a gut course back then, being an easy course. Uh, but it was I don't know what kids are thinking now, but I do know that a ton of them still applying to schools, and they keep saying that they're better off, financially afterwards. But I'll tell you that there's absolutely nothing wrong um, with vocational schools, and vocational schools too should have a bit more, a few other classes that might expand the horizons of these kids and allow them to take a look at what they're doing in another way. And that's all I got to say. So thanks, David. Uh, and appreciate what you had to say. It was a good time to go to school. We were very lucky.